going to be talking about how to actually how do you go about improving your resume for a digital marketing position, and especially when you are trying to switch into the industry. And this is actually based on the questions that we typically get. So people who have just joined the course, they ask, do I need to make a resume right now, right? Or what do I write in the digital skills if I'm a fresher? So if you have previous digital experience, this is an easier thing to do. But if you don't have previous skills, like so suppose you are in sales, in customer service, or you're in a different kind of a domain like travel, hospitality, how do you manage that scenario? And the last thing is, how much time will it take to actually start getting live projects if I've just started doing the course? So I'll be trying to address these questions. The first thing is, start working on your resume soon. I mean, it's as simple as that. It takes time to build a good one. We will give you some feedback, and the other thing is that it takes time once. Even after the resume is out in the market. Now, when you say out in the market, it means multiple things, right? It means that Learning Catalyst will first, from its own network, try and distribute the resume. People are always contacting us, so that process is also there, and plus various job boards, which are there. So we will be using all of these. But it just makes sense to start working on your resume sooner. So if you're working on your resume earlier, it means that you will use that resume for getting live projects. And as you finish the course and after you get the live projects, then when you're working on the resume, that's with the intention of getting your final job. So I would be taking like a sample resume of one of the students, and based on that, I thought it would be better to do it in this manner. So this is the resume, and let's look at how we can improve this. Okay. So the first thing really is that we should always start with a summary of skills, right? So the first thing that a potential recruiter should see in your resume should be a summary of skills, and that is because a recruiter's job, especially someone who's in HR, is a very tough one. That he or she has to look at multiple resumes, and in order to make his job easier and your chances brighter, it is always makes sense to start with, the first thing is that, okay, yes, these are the 4 things which define me, and that's really what summary of skills is all about. So so here, for example, the first thing is education qualification. So educational qualifications should come right at the end. Okay, so typically digital marketing, as a category, is very open to profiles. Whether you're from commerce or arts, or you're a designer, or you're a technical person, you're a housewife, you have a business, it doesn't matter. So what it matters really is your curiosity and your interest towards digital skills. And definitely, if you have live projects, if you have done some projects, that need to come up front. So this is not an important paragraph at all. So this should come right at the end of the resume. So that's tip number 1. So tip number 2 is, I did say that, okay, start with a summary of skills. So what kind of skills can this be? So for example, if you have started a YouTube channel, even it is for like you're just doing it for fun, but you're doing it to pursue some interest or some passion that you have. It could be around fashion designing, it could be about cosmetics, it could be about a favorite football star. But the noteworthy thing is that you took the effort to make a YouTube channel, and you're trying to build on the audience. Of course, you will start small, it takes time, but you're trying to make the effort, and that's what counts, right? So it could be things like this. It could be things like some content writing that you have done for your company, for your college. If you have done any kind of freelancing around content, it could be making a design, a visual, some blog post, anything, right? So that's also something which you can talk about, right? Remember, we are referring to a scenario where you don't have enough digital work experience, right? So before you even get your first live project, what you put in the resume, so that the recruiter or the company can actually consider you for an internship or for a live project, or for those kind of things. Okay. Your skills. So here's the other interesting thing, right, about skills. So it need not be only digital skills, right? So if in your if your previous work experience you are managing customers, that's also a very important skill, because see, the when people are hiring, and this is especially true, maybe not for the internship, but really when you're looking at the final job, the job placement, people are recruiting you, right? And in not just your digital skill. So when you say you, it means your digital skill, and maybe the kind of a person you are, the emotional skills, that you have. So all those things also need to be highlighted. Do not think that it's not that important, because in fact these are the kind of things which will help you climb the ladder after 6 months, after a year or so. Okay, moving back to the resume. So I did mention that this has to be moved at the end. Now, talking about experience, right? So about work experience, it is always a good thing to mention not only your responsibilities but also your achievements, right? So everywhere, wherever you are, talking about a certain job profile that you are involved in, also mention the achievement. It could be like a good quality rating that you got from your seniors, or a tough assignment that you could do, or it could be a sales target. Whatever it is, try and find, because these are good talking points during the interview. It's a fact that most interviewers struggle to find talking points, and if you mention this upfront, and if you highlight this, if you underline this, it's going to make the process of interview a lot more smoother, not only for you but also for the person who's interviewing. In fact, you are kind of, by putting this in the achievement section of your resume, you're almost begging the guy who's doing the interview, to ask about this, and if you're prepared, hey, you can do well in the interview, right? So make it a point to talk about your achievements with respect to your previous work experience. If you have previous digital experience, mention it right here up front, right? So if you are involved in a website design project, or if you are involved in overall digital marketing exercise, or just SEO, whatever it is, right? YouTube marketing, it doesn't really matter after a point of time what exactly is the nature, as long as you are a part of a team, right? So see, the one of the things about digital marketing projects is that there is a lot of data, right, in the system. The client has data. Of course, as an agency or the marketing department, you have a lot of data, and things are always questioned, right? So that whole interaction wherein the client or the team head constantly questions what is happening, and then what do you do to rectify, that's what actually makes a successful project. So that if you are a part of that team, even if you are not involved in the even if you're just doing a course, it's not feasible that you will be having a major chunk of the digital marketing project, right? But even if you are involved in those discussions, right, even if you're hearing all those conversations and absorbing them, right, and trying to make sense, right? So that's a big value which you can take forward and talk about that in the interview. And it always sometimes, and I just end with this, actually, sometimes it makes sense to have two resumes. One is for a more operational kind of a profile, so digital marketing agencies, or operational profiles in marketing departments, or the other would be a more general purpose profile, like an account manager or an overall marketing manager, right? So you can kind of tweak the resume based on these profiles. So yes, those are the tips with respect to people who are trying to switch into digital marketing. Thank you.